Hi, this is Rideshare Dashboard, and this is our first YouTube video that goes over the recent price cuts and how the very generous sign-up bonus from Uber fits into all these price cuts. So last week, Uber went ahead and cut the fares in 48 different cities and implemented some hourly guarantees to maintain driver earnings. If you drive during peak times, which is Friday and Saturday nights, the hourly guarantees range between $16 and $20 an hour, and any time outside of that, the hourly guarantees range between $12 an hour to $16 an hour. I know that some of the cities didn't get a guarantee, but for the most part, a lot of the cities did. So there are a lot of drivers taking advantage of that. Um, and then also about 2 nights ago, a lot of the Uber partners got an email notifying them about the very generous sign-up bonuses that they're giving out. If a Uber driver refers a Lyft driver to sign up for Uber, they both get $500 after one trip, which is really, really generous. Um, but if you take a look at the promotion, they're not really targeting a whole lot of drivers. They they've had these promotions for Lyft drivers almost all year. I don't think they've really stopped that at all in the past year. And the most recent one was November. So this particular promotion only targets or really targets Lyft drivers who signed on and drive for Lyft in the month of November and December and a little bit part of January. So the overall effect of this promotion isn't really going to be as bad as you think it is. Yeah, you may get, a few Lyft drivers to convert over, but for the most part, there's really not going to be a whole lot of drivers that's going to be filling up your map. I think this particular promotion does raise a lot of awareness of how, generous Uber is about these sign-up bonuses and may get, drivers just to sign up for it just because they're in the news or they're hearing stuff about it from their friends or coworkers or people that they know. So I think it has other effects, but this particular promotion probably won't get a lot of Lyft drivers out on the road and saturating your markets. So even though that this promotion isn't really going to get a lot of drivers out on the road, I think that Uber does really believe that these guarantees are really going to be lucrative enough to keep many of you drivers out on the road and keep earning money. The way that they timed this promotion with the fare cuts, it just doesn't make sense that they're going to be cutting fares and implementing these hourly guarantees and then also giving out $500 to new drivers that are trying to drive for Uber all at the same time. It doesn't make sense that they could be timing it that way unless they feel that these hourly guarantees are actually going to be lucrative enough to keep drivers out on the road. If they really thought that it wasn't going to be benefiting, many drivers out there, they really wouldn't have been that generous giving out $500 after one trip. If they thought that the Uber partners weren't going to be earning enough, they wouldn't be offering such a generous guarantee. Even after one trip, that if it wasn't lucrative, the drivers are just going to go back to what they were doing before. And especially after one trip, it's just really easy to sign up and get that money and then just go back to driving on Lyft. But I think that Uber does believe that these hourly guarantees are actually going to make it lucrative enough to keep most of the drivers out on the road and driving for Uber. So I really like the way that Uber had timed this particular promotion, just because that the promotion is so generous. It really does show at least some of us partners that they really believe that these guarantees and these price cuts are going to have a positive impact on, the Uber market as a whole, and then also driver earnings. It's definitely not going to, drastically increase driver earnings at all. But I think that, these fare cuts are definitely going to drive up demand while maintaining driver earnings. It does seem very counterintuitive that they're going to be cutting fares and somehow maintaining driver earnings, but I don't think that they would be offering this particular guarantee unless they really believe in it. they'll be for sure losing a lot of money if they're just going to be giving it out to drivers and then they're just going to stop driving because it's just not lucrative. It just doesn't make that much sense. But keep in mind that back in September, Uber had cut fares in a lot of their major markets, including Los Angeles, Chicago, and Boston. And we went through the same thing. We had the price cuts and then the guaranteed hourly salaries for a couple of weeks. And over time, the demand did increase, and then driver earnings did rebound quite a bit. They're definitely not at the levels that it was before the price cut, but it definitely rebounded quite a bit to be pretty close to what it was before the price cut. So for those out there who are driving with the hourly guarantees, keep in mind that the demand will be picking up, and that the driver earnings will be getting a little bit better. If you think this video was informative, make sure to check out my website down at the link below, ridesharedashboard.com. And also, if you like this video, click like or subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you at the next video.